Okay, we have the green bars, we have the live counter sticking up, so he should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. It's
Hi
been a
there,
while,
boy.
because we last streamed Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
things just sort of didn't come together over the weekend.
That's life.
I mean, I had a birthday. I went to a birthday party on Saturday night, which was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Um, and then Sunday, it seemed like we were gonna cancel D&D. Then Dylan said he could actually do D&D, but it was very short notice. So instead, we just played some Among Us, which we just decided not to stream.
Yep. That is, as I say, how the cookie crumbles.
So, I would say we've got two options right now, which is Crossroads or Docktown stuff.
Let's do Ducktown stuff.
Let me just check that there haven't been any new quests anywhere else. I don't feel like there would have been, but it's worth checking. Doesn't appear so. Okay. So, Nav and... yeah, we'll take Lucanus. What I did on Friday was the latest session of the Fate campaign, Fate D&D campaign I'm in.
Nice, that's just nice.
And I got my third kill.
I'm sure your fellow players are not remotely jealous at all.
Well, one in particular, the guy playing Berserker is well, Berserker is not happy with me. The guy behind Berserker has made sure to say legitimately no hard feelings, but it's a character thing, and I'm like, no, I completely get it.
Hey, you gotta play in character for these kinds of things.
Yeah. I think I've seen this, right? The crazy board with all the links to past games.
Oh yeah, the Charlie Day board, yeah.
Yeah.
Pepe Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia.
Just wanted to make sure. Pepe Sylvia may or may not be exerting his influence in the Dragon Age universe.
I think some people who actually watch Always Sunny have suggested that it's not actually a person named Pepe Sylvia, but Charlie Day's character actually misread Pennsylvania as Pepe Sylvia.
Honestly, from what I remember of the scene, entirely possible.
I'm chasing a fraudulent enchantment scheme.
And what I know of Always Sunny and that character.
Yes. But yeah, that just adds another layer of funny to the scene, in my opinion.
But yeah, if I just... where's the fucking book?
I mean,
I have no idea where Waldo is. I cannot tell you. I'm sorry.
you helped Rook. Sort of.
Sort of. Well, isn't that flattering? At least I'm on your mind.
You are. And not just then.
Oh. Well, then.
Oh, that got more serious than Nev was expecting.
Flirty stuff. Oh dear.
So yeah, we faced the other side's Lancer and Caster, who were Sun Wukong and War Widow / Hecate, respectively.
Oh god, Sun Wukong must have been a monster to fight.
That one wasn't great, though that was the one I ended up killing.
Nice. Yeah, no, Wukong is pretty fucking powerful by all mythological standards.
It was the closest, I think, certainly a fair few of the other members in the party got to death. I I still felt
Unsurprising.
relatively safe. The lowest I got was 80 hit points, and I still had like a bunch of stuff to heal with. So
Oh, that's definitely points in your favor.
yeah,
The others are bartenders.
I forget. So is the
I'm
whole
a mixologist. I don't serve drinks.
is the whatchamacallit?
Libations.
Is the format the whole war between two sides, and then once one side is defeated, the survivors fight against each other?
yeah. No, it's gonna end in PvP.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. And you don't know who any of the others on your in your crew are, do you?
I do know at this point. Huh. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Because Discord has just sort of gone blank for me.
Oh, that is not ideal.
Yeah, it's not great. I think it's just blank. Because I don't know. I'm just going to close Discord and start it back up again, so I'll probably, like, disconnect.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're back.
I can hear you.
Good. That was weird. I don't understand what happened there.
Nor do I.
Yeah, I now know. I'll be honest. I know everybody because 4 of them have revealed themselves through the gameplay, and the other 2 have just told me outside of the game. And I've told them.
Oh, still.
So I think I've already said the one I already knew about before the session. Castor is a Celtic god of some kind. Canunus, I can't remember, like some kind
Oh,
of.
Carnunos. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell you more about that in a second. Go ahead.
Oh, you know Canunus. Okay, great. Berserker.
Carnunos has an interesting place in Fate lore, I will tell you that, but
Okay.
also in Irish mythology. But just tell me the rest before I go into that one.
Berserker is Godzilla.
Right. I remember that one. That's funny.
So he focused very much on Sun Wukong as, you know, a monkey figure.
Monkey.
Ryder is Alexander Hamilton.
Nice, nice.
Saber is like the Polish incarnation of death,
Ooh.
because the player is unsurprisingly Polish, or at least part Polish.
I'm shocked, Mel.
yeah.
Shocked.
Assassin is like, I think, the Black Plague,
Not a bad choice.
and Lancer is Surtur.
Interestingly enough, Surtur in, at least in Fate proper, is a saber.
Hmm.
But yeah, that one works as a lancer as well.
So in terms of the enemy team, we've just got their assassin, who is a mixture of Judas and Mary Magdalene, and
dangerous
their
fanatics, then there's
ultimate
Aelia.
boss, the
She lives
Pope,
in
left.
Darktown.
And yes, we are going to end up fighting the Pope.
What's the plan?
You know which
Write
Pope?
an alias Venatori
I
in the
believe
wall. That makes Aelia
my
down
mate said
until I know
Pope
her
Francis.
plans. I need to hear
Aw, it would have been funnier if it was
Rodrigo
Rodrigo Borgia.
Can she help? I told Rana that Aelia's back. She needs the warning. As for help,
So yeah,
Rana wants to be an
what's
Not
this
sure where
Celtic
that
Gods
goes
place
yet.
in Fate lore?
So, you remember how a while back I was talking about
was there a time we
the current Fate Grand Order storyline, Cosmos and the Lost Belt, right?
Yeah.
So the sixth Lost Belt takes place in Fairy Britain, which was caused by a point of divergence several thousand years in the past.
When they don't turn up
Basically, so sidebar. Did you know Fate's Fate has a very interesting take on Attila the Hun?
They disappear.
And
Right.
you don't know where to.
So, Attila the Hun in Fate is called Altera and is actually an alien weapon, basically spawned off of an alien super weapon called Sephar that landed about 12,000 BC.
Okay.
It was fought off by the combined efforts of several gods and pantheons, and ultimately defeated by the newly forged Excalibur.
All right.
So, the point of divergence in two of the Lost Belts, namely the fifth and sixth ones, is how Sephar was dealt with, the point at which Sephar was dealt with. And the fifth one, it was basically Excalibur wasn't forged, so Zeus basically forced a giant merger of all the Greek gods in order to fight them off, and things spiraled badly from there after they succeeded. The sixth one, the Fae who were supposed to forge Excalibur decided not to, and unlike the fifth Lost Belts, they were not able to drive off Sephar, and all of humanity was wiped out, save for one priestess of Cernunnos,
Right.
who survived with Cernunnos in basically the other side of the world. It's a whole other piece of Fate lore I won't go into. Anyways, Cernunnos and his priestess pop back up on the other side of the world, see that everything has been laid to fucking waste, and the only other survivors are the six Fae who were meant to, create the one weapon to repel the invader.
Mm-hmm.
Cernunnos decides to be a nice guy, takes pity on them, takes them in, builds some landmass in order for them to all survive, and they respond by ultimately betraying him and his priestess and killing them both.
Okay.
Using his corpse to basically make a new land, and that is the origin of Fabrin. But Cernunnos did not fully die.
Of course he didn't.
Lay dormant beneath the corpse of his own corpse, and as well as the corpses of all the subsequent Fae who popped up over the ages that were used to build Fabrin. As well as the corpse of Dragon Albion, but that's also another thing. Anywho, and basically, Cernunnos lays dormant up until the very tail end of the Lost Belt storyline, at which point, a lot of fuckery happens that results in him waking up and causing the Lost Belt to have an apocalypse.
Right.
Yeah, and Cernunnos is one of the
Have I mentioned I like
is pretty infamous as one of the
This is
most
war.
difficult boss fights in the entire
Find
game.
Amelia, we kill her. Give the cult something to think about. You find her? we'll
Okay.
do the same. Docktown's ours.
To Docktown. From the people who
Lots of
breathe it,
spoilers to that one, but whatever.
no one's got its
That
back
storyline's been out for it's been out for over a year and a half on the North American server, so it's fine.
What do you think?
To a fair city one day.
To a better Docktown. And doing the best we can till then.
You go far.
To home.
But yes, Berserker's firmly got his sights set on me.
I'm shocked. Shocked, I say.
Meanwhile, Caster supposedly got some whatchamacallit, command seals, but apparently didn't actually.
Interesting.
So very much going to see on that front what happens then. But yes, next month's session is going to be kill an enemy assassin and whatchamacallit, the Pope, and then have I not done this yet? Oh.
Fight of friends now. Can't say my money was on that one.
Yeah, assassin and the Pope, and then the session after that is going to be whatchamacallit, the
Unless
PvP.
this clears the way for new and
I still
different-
maintain that it would have been funnier if you were fighting Rodrigo Borgia instead of Pope Francis.
Well,
Very possibly.
you ever need a hopeless wall of clues.
You
to
played the
stare at
Assassin's
until
Creed
far
games,
too
right?
late. You know where
Yeah.
to find me.
Well, some of them anyway.
I mean, I know you played the one in which you fist fight a Pope.
Yeah.
I don't think the insanity of the Assassin's Creed games has ever really matched that peak. God, I kind of want to go back and play 2 now. Oh, hello there.
Hello.
Hey, Kato.
What are you guys up to? I mean, other than Dragon Age.
Just shooting the shit, you know?
Got it.
Fair enough.
I was just giving him a whole spiel on the role of a certain Celtic god in Veilguard, in Fate lore, rather.
Which one?
Cernunnos.
Which one, sorry?
Cernunnos, a nature god in Celtic mythology.
Right. Okay.
Also infamous as one of the single hardest boss fights in Fate Grand Order.
Okay. I'm, what would I call it? I've done nearly all of the main game of Elden Ring.
Nice.
Where are you up to in Dragon Age, then?
Offers. Someone had to deal with a demon.
We're just before
Doing all the loyalty missions.
We're still doing loyalty missions. We're just before the Arlathan missions in the third act.
Got company.
Right. Fair enough.
You're at race.
I've been spending a good chunk of today just sorting through, trying to figure out what I'm going to decide on for my anime awards for the season as well. I know that's a bit out of your wheelhouse, Kaido.
True. I mean, what's it called? I've not even read manga for a couple of weeks. But I do plan on reading some more probably later this week.
Nice.
I bought a few last week. I bought more Dandadan,
Dandadan's really fun.
Hell's Paradise, and also the Elden Ring manga.
I've heard the Elden Ring manga is pretty crazy.
Well, it's a gag manga, so it just doesn't take itself seriously. So it's not like trying to sell itself as a super serious piece of media. It's just having fun, and I think that's actually a really big strength to it because it takes a lot of the underrepresented bits of the story as well and expands upon them by giving a lot of more fun character interaction.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard it's a really fun manga, so that doesn't surprise me too much. I'm not super up to date on Elden Ring and its lore, so I'm kind of hesitant to actually, try out the Elden Ring manga, but it does sound like a fun time.
I'm gonna say it's one of them where it's definitely... I would recommend it if you've played the game and enjoy it. But even then, it's a fun time. Like,
Yeah.
it could be one of them where you could read it and then get into actually playing the games because of it.
It's always nice when that kind of thing happens.
Definitely. I mean, I only got into the Souls games as a whole because I tried Elden Ring.
I love gateway media.
I think it helps that Elden Ring is one of the... it is and it isn't one of the easiest Souls games to get into. Because there's loads of
I
ways
do
to
think
make
it's
really...
more accessible than the typical Souls game.
Yeah, I think it helps as well, though, that it's also just really easy to do, like, broken builds. So it's very easy to just have fun and, like, feel like you're very strong, at least strong for a Souls game anyway.
I mean, you're still going to be dying a lot, but it's not going to be as
Yeah.
egregious.
Too obvious. It's never boring in the thread market, and that's not
It's
always
either
true.
Elden Ring or Dark Souls I'd
Alien
recommend
wants
as
all of
people's
this.
first
The
Souls.
market,
Because
Dogtown,
even though
I
Dark Souls
can't
is
let you
difficult,
have it.
it's also very easy to do like a very simple build and just beat the game with it.
Dark Souls is on the older side, which is probably the biggest issue for a lot of people.
Honestly, I feel like it's aged pretty well. The only problem is there's a couple of bits of jank. Because there's no dedicated jump button. You have to run and then double tap the run button while you're running to jump.
Yeah, that does seem like it's a bit unintuitive.
Well, there's also a boss that's entirely designed around being able to jump across things.
Not
and it's
ideal.
It's infamous for being one of the worst bosses in the game, just because it's so easy to just die over and over. Thankfully, though, the progress keeps on the boss, even after deaths. So
That's good. That would
it's
be
very
maddening otherwise.
Yeah.
But only that could be a setting for all Souls bosses.
I mean, most of the time you don't really need it. It's more just that...
Thought you were still in the ossuary? That private sphere of conception was inviolate. So no? Could Spite have described your dream prison until you faced it together?
You're kidding. I barely understood. Is this why we stopped sleepwalking? Spite understands. Space now?
Slowly, but it will come.
But, yeah, I mean... It's only that particular boss just because it's so awful. I mean, even the people involved in that boss for Dark Souls 1 were like, yeah, this isn't a great boss.
Here's what it is. Sometimes you just don't balance the boss properly, and it leads to a bad time for everybody.
I like how food stays fresh here longer.
You're not nervous about the magic?
And the code for that boss is hanging on by a thread anyway, so you just decide, let's not, tamper with it too much.
I mean, it's funny because within that same area of the game, there's a boss that can be killed without really doing any damage to it. You can just, like, run all the way back to the entrance of the boss room, and,
Supper in Dogtown?
what do you call it? You can have it just kill itself by going off the edge of the boss pit that it's in.
Oh, that's funny.
You help me uncover all this. Supper's on me.
I mean, I do remember when TFS played the remaster. I think Lanny managed to get one of the first bosses to jump off a bridge.
Yeah, you got the Taurus Demon to do it, and that is a genuine strat you can kind of try for if you really know what you're doing. I nearly did it on my first ever playthrough of the game, but in the end I had to beat it the old-fashioned way.
Oh, wait. That's right, this is what I'm facing now. It's the
Are you facing another big dragon?
No, it's the same big dragon. I never beat it.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember.
There's a big fuck off dragon that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember who I exactly need.
It had a barrier that was weak to an element, wasn't it?
I'm trying to remember which element it was.
Yeah, there were a couple like that.
Fuck it, I've played the game before. I'm just gonna look it up.
I know there were a couple that were necrotic. that were weak to, there was one weak to necrotic that you wound up cheesing with that.
That one's definitely not necrotic, though.
Yeah. On a different topic, in putting together my anime awards, I've found that this past season in particular, I've had the recurring issue of, there is a clear winner in this category, but there are so many possible contenders for runner-up that I don't know which to choose.
I feel like that can be the worst case, where you're struggling to decide who's not even the winner, but like second and third place.
Yeah. Because there's like, from a lot of the categories, there's like 3 or 4 viable contenders for second place, even if there's a clear winner. And part of the reason we don't do sequels in our for most of our like character awards and stuff is because, like, while it would be easier that way, it would also mean the sequels would sweep fucking everything, and we would get like maybe a handful of winners from non-sequels.
What if it's a sequel that's absolute dog shit, though?
Most of us don't watch dog shit sequels that much.
Well, no, I mean, as in, like, if the original was really good, but then the sequel drops the ball so hard. Like, Season 2 of Ancient Magus Bride.
I thought you were going to mention Season 2 of Promised Neverland, but...
It was so bad, I forgot that existed.
Understandable.
Whereas I didn't find Ancient Magus Bride that amazing that, like, I blocked it out of my memory.
Yeah, I haven't... I watched the first season of Ancient Magus Bride, or at least part of it, but I never wound up finishing it.
I mean, I was actually watching that as Anime FMK was going through it, and I actually just dropped it because I was like, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks this is not great.
It has its issues.
I mean, there's issues, and then there's just, like, what feels like a very anime original ending.
I'm pretty sure that is the case.
The
ending was largely anime original. Then they went to Season 2, and it's like, oh yeah, we gotta fucking retcon some of this stuff, because whoopsie-doodle-doo.
It's kind of the problem I feel like with anime, especially, is that, like, they're so, they really want so badly to, like, keep the momentum of the popularity that, like, it sacrifices the quality overall.
Some anime are better than others about that, but yeah, no, it does happen from time to time. Like, I'm trying to think of what the worst offender in that case was.
I mean, Blue Exorcist was really, really bad. To the point where didn't they make a new second season or something?
I think so, yeah. Another one that I heard had a bad case, that was Tokyo Ghoul.
Yes. I've heard a lot of people say the manga is just worlds better. But
I mean, that's the case with most anime adaptations, if we're being honest.
True.
Like, in some cases, it's just a case of they don't have the available budget to do all the crazy shit they want to do. In other cases, just like, the adaptation is not what it could have been.
It can also just be general mismanagement. Like, if you're going through your budget that badly, it's just mismanagement anyway, by that point.
Yeah.
You can have all the money in the world to throw at a problem, but, like, if most of that money is just being dropped down the drain, then...
What's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't help that, like, 90% of the cases where the budget's fucked is just because, like, executive mismanagement of funds, because, executives are always great at managing funds, for sure, 100%.
Who was the person in the TFS server who said that it was a good thing that Acme and Coyote was not going to come out?
Well, we generally don't name put people on blast on stream,
you can
but...
DM it. You can DM it me if you want.
But yeah, no, that's a head-ass take.
What's even more wild is it was in response to me saying that the message should be no movie, regardless of its quality, should be shelved for the sake of an executive's profits.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. Art should not be, dumped down on just because of, oh, my monies and all that shit.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's up to the audience, really, to decide whether, it shouldn't be at least seen again in cinemas.
What's also annoying to me is, the lack of physical media for a lot of these things as well bothers me, because, everything's on streaming now, which means that we're getting a lot less in terms of home releases for media.
I mean,
and that's becoming a problem in terms of media preservation.
I was just going to say, media preservation as a whole has gotten really bad, for so long now.
Yeah.
It's crazy how easy it is for certain things to just be lost media.
Mm-hmm. It's really, really sad, honestly.
Because fucking Batgirl movie as well was going to be... Because at least Acme vs. Coyote has been allowed to see the light of day.
Yeah.
It actually got picked up by the same distributor that distributed the day the Earth blew up.
Right.
Which, good on them for doing both of these Looney Tunes movies justice.
I can't remember the last time I saw anything Looney Tunes adjacent.
To be fair, they haven't put out a lot of new stuff recently. And I do think that is ultimately down to executive mismanagement as well.
Well, yeah, because, it's the same company that owns DC, so,
It says a lot that it took them this long to put DC's management in capable hands. They were also just, not doing a very good job of just handling everything to do with DC for a while.
I mean... Suicide Squad.
Yeah, no, the first Suicide Squad movie was bad. The James Gunn Suicide Squad movie was pretty fun.
I mean the game.
Oh, the game? Oh, yeah, no.
I forgot about the dog... I genuinely forgot about the dog shit movie as well, but yeah. Wonder Woman 2 as well.
Wonder Woman 1984 was not good. Which is a damn shame, because the first Wonder Woman movie was actually really good.
It doesn't help that the lead actress just also isn't very good at acting.
Yeah, no, she's kind of a mixed bag as an actress.
It's not even, morality aside, she's actually just not good at acting, I'm gonna be honest. But I guess it worked in character for Wonder Woman, because she doesn't interact with the... she didn't interact with humanity up until that point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very much a case of Wonder Woman's very much a fish out of water, and she was good at playing to that particular,
I don't think it was on purpose, though.
No, probably not. But still, the actress did do a good job of, playing into that aspect of the character for what it's worth.
Because have either of you seen, have either of you watched, what's it called now? Snow White.
No, and I don't intend to.
Good, you shouldn't.
Why would I?
I mean, some people will watch bad media because it's funny.
I don't understand that mindset. So I would just have a bad time.
I mean, there's cases where something can be so bad it's good.
Yeah, but I don't like watching those on my own, and I don't really have people I can go out and watch movies with on the regular.
True.
Like, it'd be one thing if I could, like, go, like, say, with my brother and just watch and roast a bad movie. Me and the two of us and one of our, no, I think it was just me and a friend of mine did that once with, the second Divergent movie.
It had a second movie?
Yeah, it was the third movie that was, not screened in theaters, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
But yeah, we wound up just... None of us had seen the first movie either, so we just were like, there's nothing else we really want to watch right now, but we already came to the theater, so might as well just watch something.
Well, I guess then I'd ask you, well, what about something like Morbius?
Like,
would you be fine not watching that on your own?
I prefer to watch that with somebody. Because again, it's
a
lot more fun
alone.
Exactly. Well, not just that. It's also a case of it's just more fun to roast bad movies with at least one other person. Because then you can just, like, crack jokes with each other about it.
Fair. That's very true.
What's your stance on this, Mill?
Yeah, watching bad movies is generally better with other people, so you can actually just, you know, talk and quip at them while you watch it.
I mean, if we're being honest, there's a lot of media that... A lot of activities are better done with people and not alone, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, one could argue getting your anus soon shut is more entertaining when you have another person with you.
And you know what they say, misery loves company.
True.
Speaking of misery, do you know that if you are in pain, it actually lessens the pain if you curse a bunch?
Is that not just a placebo?
No, like,
Yes!
for some reason...
Eat shit, fucking dragon.
Yeah, for some reason, if you curse a lot while you're like after you stub your toe, for example, it does reduce the pain a tiny bit, enough to be noticeable, but not like a serious amount.
I mean, isn't that just like the case of just why we yell when we're in pain anyway?
Yes.
That was just a fragment of Mythor. Can't imagine how powerful she was back in the day.
Okay. That was a time.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been keeping up with this particular run of the game, but Mill's been making me make all the hard choices save for one.
Good.
He already chose which city to save from the dragon attacks, because he just wanted to do it different on this playthrough compared to his first one.
You mean there's an option to save Minrathous?
I mean, that's what I picked the first time.
I mean, it's still a shithole even if you do save it, but at least Treviso looks nice.
Yeah. I didn't realize exactly how bad it would get, and my rationale when I made that decision on my own was, hey, the Kunari love to fight dragons. I mean, you know, every other Kunari I've known has loved to fight dragons, so maybe the Armton will actually help. Nope, they were in on it.
Did you expect anything less?
I I don't know. I thought there might be a fucking,
You return. We are content.
Why are you here? What do you want?
Not now. Not yet. We will show you soon.
This just gets weirder every time.
The fuck was that? I don't remember doing that.
Well,
I'll ignore it. But yeah, I had hope that the Arntown weren't just gonna be dicks. Not to mention, if they wanted to rule Treviso, I feel like they had a stake in, keeping it from not being a shithole. But again, I guess I was wrong there.
I mean, it's just generally easier to take over things, though, if you do that.
Egg on your face, I guess.
You can just make it better later, can't you?
But surely the knowledge you gained.
My champions offered themselves willingly.
Like I said, I had hope, it was dashed, and now I realise that saving Treviso is pretty much the best option.
You will have new subjects in recompense. Whatever you wish.
Rook's fire breather. I would see if there is enough dragon blood in their veins to begin a new archdemon.
Well, at least Gillenane gendered Tarsh properly.
Inspired.
Just because she's a bad guy doesn't mean she's a bad guy.
She can try. If they touch you, death will be the least of their problems.
If I remember my my Elven lore correctly, Dragon Age Elven lore that is, wasn't Gillenane involved with another one of the Elven Gods who was also a woman?
Maybe.
Or am I misremembering?
I don't remember that, but I wouldn't rule it out. It's plausible.
Diversity win. Your horrific mad scientist war criminal is also a lesbian.
Them bitches gay. Good for them. Good for them.
I also just really like the diversity win joke.
I heard a strange thing, Emmerich.
It's simply not true that Manfred's doing my laundry. He's got tangled in a bedsheet, and Tarsh mistook that for...
Not that. I heard you're preparing for some big necromancy rite.
How did you know?
You talk out loud to yourself a lot, Emmerich.
Ah, oh dear. The rite is a difficult, delicate thing. I promise to explain it if I succeed.
I get you. Good luck.
Have fun not dying.
What's going on?
People keep asking me about my feelings.
I know how that is.
How does it feel using they? Have you told your mother? When are you telling your mother?
Oh god.
Try not to think about your feelings.
Right? Talking just makes me more sad.
Too much talking. Kill instead.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not sure.
Was that you or Spite?
I think in this case, he speaks for both of us.
I'm not sure we should be taking lessons in repressing our feelings from the demon of spite.
Why's that?
I don't know. I just feel like it's not that healthy.
Sounds like an ad hominem. Have you considered that spikes can be a great motivator?
It's a hell of an aesthetic at the very least. To quote a certain space mercenary. Well, no, I think the quote is, "Rage is one hell of an aesthetic." I'm probably going to wind up replaying Mass Effect to get, at some point in the next year or two.
I think it's still too soon for me to replay Mass Effect.
I know, that, I am in a similar boat, whereas, like, I want to replay it, but I don't think I should replay it just yet. There's other new games I want to do first. I think I might actually take a crack at Fields of Mystria later tonight.
Yes. Do it.
I'm not sure what the gameplay is like on that one. Is it more along the lines of like an RPG or more Stardew Valley?
Stardew.
Hell yes.
It's
Give me those cozy vibes.
It's Stardew, but in my opinion, there's a lot more. I think I said anyway when we talked about games of 2024 that it's got a lot more quality of life gameplay additions, like being able to jump over obstacles for one. Friendships don't decay over time.
That's handy.
And you get other stuff like magic that can give you stuff like a full stamina regen. And the actual item that increases your maximum stamina is a consumable. So what you could do is, if you're at the end of the day but still have a lot of stuff to do, or if you've run out of energy, sorry, you could consume the maximum stamina item and then get a full stamina bar plus more.
Go.
That's what I did a lot of the time, just to cheat.
My Achilles heel in these kinds of games, honestly, is just inventory management.
I will say, I've had really bad problems with inventory management in Fields of Mystria. Regularly,
I just suck at inventory management because I just like let my inventory fill up and then it's like, fuck, I gotta get rid of shit now. What do I do? What do I do?
I think I have like 4 different chests in my house in game.
Jesus.
But I also kind of cheated with Field. I say cheated. I was able to be a bit cheaty with Fields of Mystria because I just did not even need to farm animals, even though a fair number of the like town hall submissions require you to like have farm items.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shop that just lets you buy at random like items, and I was like, oh, eggs, I'll just buy them en masse because I knew the game wanted them.
It is nice that Fields of Mystria does have a fairly firm plan for finishing early access soon.
Yeah. Something from Hal's on the way, but the fish fry's not running. So much for supper.
What have you been doing? Chasing leads. On Alias Venatori, Darktown's missing people, and anything that might come close. Find anything?
Yeah, oh yeah, I forget. You said that whoever's hometown you don't choose gets abbreviated storyline, Mel.
I'm not sure about that because I feel like I've been doing a lot of the same stuff for Nev. So
no, Lucanus' story is just really badly done. If you, I just killed myself in Elden Ring, but it's fine. Lucanus' story does actually just get worse if you don't save Treviso.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just Lucanus.
I think so,
it's almost
at this point.
It's why it's kind of just better to let Minrathous get attacked, and then if you really don't want to, if you really want to make Nev happy, just let her be romanced by Lucanus.
Yeah.
And you can also still romance her if you choose not to save Minrathous.
Yeah, but at that point, you're kind of better off just saving Treviso. Not saving Treviso, sorry.
You'll see why.
But I don't know.
With RPGs like this, I tend to like to look up guides for all the choices and shit before I actually go into the game. So I can plan out my actual, first run. And then I fuck around on my second run and onwards, usually.
I generally do the opposite. I will happily let the game... I'll happily fumble through the game on the first try, and then do a more proper playthrough on the second one.
It's hard not to. Look at Darktown.
I am usually just like that with RPGs, because RPGs have a lot of options and structures and stuff like that.
Alright. time to put these rocks to use. Come on.
How are we doing?
With the rocks or in general?
Let's stick with the rocks.
In that case, so far so good.
A win for us.
I
But
guess
can
it
you
is.
smell what he's cooking?
Can you smell what the rock is cooking?
A bad acting career, that's what he's cooking.
Rip. Not inaccurate, though.
Over here. I'll take you to my usual spot.
Fancy.
Isn't it?
I mean, he doesn't have to, The Rock doesn't have to focus too much on his failing acting career anymore now that he's a wrestling company executive.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, he's set for life at this point.
You ever figure out
He's been set for life for a number of years, to be honest.
Sure thing.
How many years running was he the highest grossing actor?
When I started,
Too many.
Or highest paid actor?
Never mind Thedas. But if I could take a job and follow through,
Too many years.
maybe people could count on me. But at the end of the day, what have I done? What sticks?
I don't know if you know, but apparently Kevin Conroy is actually in the new Devil May Cry anime.
I think I did hear
Oh,
about
dang.
that, yeah.
It's like his...
That's awesome.
It's very likely his last role that he ever did.
I'm fighting, Brooke. Sometimes it feels as though the city itself
Ripped Kevin Conroy.
stabs me in the back.
Dealing with a real legend.
I'm here to help.
I know.
Yeah,
Getting mixed up in my problems, it's not the smart play.
trying to think who was the highest paid actor before The Rock started his reign at the top.
Where does it lead?
I think it was either Tom Cruise or
Side by
RDJ.
side with Nev Gallus, like you are for me.
You know you're a sap, right? She was there. We didn't see her.
This worked.
Maybe.
Oh good, Nev had a brainwave.
Brain blast.
Willing to chase a long shot? We need to get to the spillway.
You've got something on Aelia?
She was there. We just didn't see her.
At the spillway?
At the relic deal. When Aelia controlled Damas, she mentioned Bataris and the stolen relic. Why bring that up? Why would she care?
You think she was involved?
Or one of her puppets. She's been careful, but there may be something to pick up at the site. A witness. Anything. We can get to the site from here, up and across that building.
I'm fairly sure it's the only way to the site, unless you can fly.
So we're returning to the scene of the crime, where we fought Bataris?
It's just a hunch, but it's the best I've got.
Let's check it out.
I've just realised it's not very surprising actually that grifters hate this game because of the number of walkable cities.
Bataris had a red lyrium. Those don't play nice with the Veil.
You're not wrong.
Viper left me a piece of one in case there was more to track.
Grifters and their Chud fanboys have a lot of irrational hatreds.
Soon enough.
Have you seen the list of? You know about the list of like games on Steam that are woke, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that fucking dumbass account that says whether or not a game is woke for often very dumb and arbitrary reasons. Even
there's a website where you can play a quiz where you figure out if a game is considered woke or not.
Two people's thoughts in one source.
To see how many points you can get to like figure out, you know.
Aelia moving goods to her followers.
I'm assuming literally anything with queer representation, and anything with more than minor characters who are people of color would qualify under those
having
criteria.
watched a couple of videos on the list about it,
Echoes of greed, pride, are Venatori, but
it's really infuriating seeing how they're like, oh, this has an improbably female cast of characters and stuff like, oh, you know, the racial diversity is so improbable, and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot black people weren't invented in until
I guess some of my plans pan out.
It's just so stupid though.
I mean, in
Some
terms
people don't seem to understand that African people were in Europe since at least the Roman times.
And then there's times where it's like, oh, there's far too many women in this game that are in like positions of authority, and it's like, right?
I mean, to show you the stupidity of that list, Nier Automata is listed as not woke.
A witness?
Yeah.
Someone else showed up too. After
But Bayonetta is, which is also a platinum game.
So Nev Gallus is back. Tell me what you saw.
Nothing, I swear.
Aelia.
Honestly, at this point I've stopped bothering trying to reconcile with the quote-unquote logic of these grifting assholes.
No, there is no logic.
Well, yeah, because they moved the
Precisely.
goalposts anyway.
Then Aelia showed up.
Yeah.
Tell me, would you see this city rise? Be a thrall in service to its glorious rebirth?
Thrall? No,
Silence! Your will
belongs to the Venatori.
Damn it.
The risen god will unlock my true power. He's given me Vena Vitalis. We start here.
What's Vena Vitalis?
A rumor, an old Tevinter ritual to increase blood magic. Fake accounts appear on the black market. The real records were burned by magisters. It scared them. But if Aelia follows Elganon, if he could give her the trick, the Venatori are in power, but Aelia wants total control.
A blood ritual. Then the missing people. It's a lead.
But where? When? Who else does Aelia break before I track her down?
Nev?
This place means something to me. But what am I to it if I can't?
Make the choice, Jack.
Fucking hell. You're an inspiration here.
You'll catch Aelia again. Docktown's got someone looking out for them. They'll see that.
I don't need to be the hero. I just need them safe. I'm a sucker, Rook. Getting caught up in all this. Bad habit.
It's what we signed up for.
We'll drown in this, Rook.
Or we'll win.
For what it's worth, you picked probably the better option anyway, Jack.
Okay, I didn't know. I was just going with my gut on that one. Is it like a no good options one, or is it a both are decent options, but one is better than the other?
I'd argue the second one.
I think the second one's just better.
Watch yourself.
And another Fenarel altar.
There's Wolf, and there's a skill point. Great.
Yay! Yeah, speaking of chuds and chuddiness,
Oh boy.
it's, you know, a really easy way to know how much of a chud someone is just based off of their interpretations of certain characters, or how much they like blindly worship certain characters.
I find it funny that conservatives will like the Punisher. I think that's the big one.
The Punisher, yeah, the Punisher's a funny one. Punisher fucking hates cops.
But yet, so many Blue Lives Matter believers are like...
Do you expect any of these fuckers to have anything remotely resembling media literacy?
True.
Yeah, the Punisher's one. I was actually referring to characters like fucking Tyler Durden, who was like one of the most consistently misinterpreted characters in fiction.
I mean... Makima.
Makima's another one. That woman is red flags all the way fucking down.
But red's my favorite color.
Yes, the classic "if evil, why hot."
I find it really fun. It's in a really unfortunate way that every woman that Denji seems to interact with is like a sexual assaulter. Like, it's awful, but like...
The dude has shit luck.
Don't have to... Don't. Never mind.
Together with me.
Why are there so many
Yeah.
mercenaries here? They just...
I hired them all to meet you.
They're rolling out the red carpet for you, Mel.
Are you still that annoyed about me winning at fucking Among Us so often?
Next time we play Among Us, I'm just gonna take it to be understood that if you are quiet at the start of a conversation, you are the imposter.
I don't know though, because you could argue people who are more mouthy and like talk a lot of shit at the imposter. Because there are just some times where someone will naturally lead the conversation in a game like Among Us, and then there's just cases like, I was doing my tasks, I don't really have much to contribute.
Yeah. I mean, I was a mixed bag as a crew member, because I did focus on doing my tasks.
Which is
and sometimes I did
fair.
catch the imposter, and sometimes I very much did not.
I mean, it's fine. You can't expect to be like
100% win rate, yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to think I'm pretty good at figuring out the imposter once I have enough info, but it also doesn't help that there are just times where people just think I am the imposter, and it's like, well, there's nothing I can really do about this.
Yeah, the thing with Among Us is that it's very easy to, just fuck up.
Especially now that the roles have changed the game so much, where like...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the shapeshifter especially is like kind of a game breaker.
Oh, it was so funny that I just... Was it killed Dylan or killed you? Like, right
You
in front
killed
of me?
Dylan right in front of me, and you were doing it disguised as again. I was like, Wait, Gen's the imposter! He murdered Dylan right in front of me!
I think the funniest thing is, though, the thing that immediately made me realise that it wasn't is just Gen's actual reaction.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, oh, he's far too... He sounded too genuinely confused at the accusation to be like... the imposter to me.
Yeah, no, sometimes the imposter is genuinely clumsy enough to fuck up like that. Other times it is a case of just like the imposter framing someone using shit like the shape-shifting.
Or people just not do the fucking reactor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that happened a couple times. Was it O2 that was going off and you and I were the only ones who responded to it?
Well, no, there was one where I was the imposter, where the reactor, where I set the reactor off, and then I turned invisible to try and catch somebody at the reactor, and then barely anybody came to do the reactor. The only one who came was Kaido, and it fucking timed out.
Well, no, there was also a time where it was O2 that was sabotaged, and I went to the thing in the office, took care of that, and Kaido came up right as I was doing that, and we were like, the thing's still going off. Neither of us is an imposter because neither of us killed the other, so we run around to the other one and just barely managed to get it with like 5 seconds to spare at most.
The only time I couldn't do it is because I was already dead.
Yeah.
At that point, I can't do anything.
You can still do your tasks. If you're
Yeah,
doing
but I
an angle,
can't.
you can check something.
What I'm saying is though, is I can't do shit when it comes to like
emergencies.
when I'm dead and I can't deal with O2 on reactor. That's why.
In fairness, if you could do with O2 and stuff while you were dead, that would kind of break the game a little bit.
It would be unfair, yeah.
They could be holding them there.
Like, it would make things too balanced against imposters.
The warehouse where we found the Darkspawn isn't far from here.
Like, allowing tasks but not emergencies to dead people is kind of like the good middle ground there.
Let's look around, see what we find.
And in 2 imposter games, you can still sabotage while you're dead.
Yeah.
You just gotta make sure you're able to properly...
Sounds
Yeah.
like blood magic.
It's difficult to get a game of 10 or more people together.
I think you could do 8 and have 2 imposters.
8 and 2 imposters is doable, it's just kind of gets a bit tricky at that point. You can definitely not do 2 imposters with 7 or less.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think, like, the ideal number is 5 to 7 for 1 imposter and 8 to 10 for 2.
Yeah, for sure.
And once you're above 10, which almost never happens, then you can actually consider doing 3 imposters.
I feel like 3 can... I don't know. That being said,
think
though,
you
I've never done 3 imposters, so I wouldn't know.
I think you could do 3 imposters if you're like over 12 people. I don't think you should do 3 imposters if you have less than 12.
I couldn't imagine doing
Or less.
12 people, though. I'm going to be really...
12 people would be difficult to organize.
12 people would be... I mean more so for the fact that you'd be talking over each other.
Exactly. It'd be difficult to organize that. Like, actually discussing anything without, like, someone who's very good at leading everyone else into a discussion. And that could easily be hijacked if that person is the imposter.
Let's go.
Or an imposter, rather.
I do really want to do a game of something like Monopoly, though.
Oh, God.
Tabletop Sim or something like that.
I don't know if we'd be able to finish the game of Monopoly in a good time frame, is the issue.
We've done it before.
Ready for a fight?
Because we've played, we did, what was it, Lord of the Rings Monopoly on stream. And did that in a single stream, I believe.
That was like 3 or 4 hours, though.
Worth it. and I won.
Yeah, you. Of course, you'd say it's worth it if you.
Yeah, no wonder it's worth it. You dick.
Now it's your turn.
I mean, what can I say? I'm good at Monopoly.
Apparently you're not modest.
That is not among my skill set now.
At least you're modest about that, I guess.
On a completely unrelated note, every time I see something even vaguely AI related at this point, I suddenly develop the urge to murder someone.
Yeah.
The more scattered
I've actually just been telling people who use AI to KYS now.
Hang on.
I do not care anymore, like, because if they're willing to kill the planet, I have no reason to be nice to them.
No, but I'm alive and grateful. They were going to take me somewhere. They talked about rituals and risen gods.
I mean, I saw somebody had been posting fucking AI generated recipes, and the one I saw was for fucking mac and cheese, and it just looked dog
I
shit.
saw that exact same one, yeah.
Why would you? No, I do not trust a fucking computer with
It weren't even
anything
like...
cooking related.
The thing was, though, is like, not only was it just wrong, it also just was not spelling stuff correctly.
What, you mean
I'm not shocked.
You don't use a sauce sin while cooking Kado?
Honestly, no, but maybe that is my issue. Maybe that's why my recipes aren't as good as they could be. They're not reaching the potential. But yeah, I think as a victim of bullying, I think we need to bring bullying back. I'm going to be honest.
We do definitely need to bully the shit out of AI bros.
Just tech bros in general.
Yeah. Tech bros need to remember their place in society, which is not fucking with other people and their livelihoods.
I mean, I was going to say with the heads in a toilet.
I mean, I feel like there's a distinct difference between bullying and telling somebody to stop fucking doing something that's bad for the environment.
Do they still get capes?
I mean, the thing is,
they don't
though,
care
that
about the
isn't...
environment. They care about making money.
Yeah, and so that's why we need to bully them. Because they feel excluded and bad. I'll be completely honest, because it's not as if reasoning with them is the thing that actually will get anywhere.
The fires are lit.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of them have just given up on logic at this point.
And we're lucky. If someone found the body before us, she would have been cremated.
Ugh, I'll never understand that custom.
What are you two up to?
Rook, it's very exciting. Nev's invited me to help solve a murder.
Maybe they'll be naming them in Ratha's papers alongside Nev's.
Do you think so?
It's not as fun as it sounds. Alright, let's start the show.
By the flame that stoked you, by the light that rises. Return and speak.
What do you want of this one?
For you to speak up.
You were a shadow dragon. Someone took you out.
She's already digging in. Be firm.
Why should this one speak?
Because we'll drop you.
For justice!
Better to do.
We offer
That's
you
a no.
last chance to speak with the living.
Speak.
You helped get people out of the city. Who was the last person you took?
No. Secret. This one's to protect.
They're clinging to a role, keeping secrets.
Fine. Then tell me who killed you. Did you see their face?
Their name gives the other away.
If they came for you, then they're coming for whoever you helped escape.
I'm a shadow dragon too. If you started a job, let us finish it.
By the pacts of the Watchers, we would not ask, were it not important.
This one saw the murderer's face. Piranhas. His son wanted out for Blood Mage family. This one got the son to Asariel. Help him.
The shadow dragons will get him to safety.
The spirit has left us. Thank you for trusting me with one of your dead.
Wouldn't leave that to just anyone. You're a different story. Thanks for the help.
Anytime.
Okay. Let's go to Arlathan.
Good old Arlathan.
Who's the Arl of Athen?
Of course the two quests would be on different sides of the fucking map.
Why wouldn't they be?
Davrin or Tarsh?
Let's go with Davrin.
Any more word on who this Morrigan?
Bits and bobs for just the right price.
Alright.
Safe travels.
So how's your award/watch list coming along, Mel?
Haven't started awards. Watch list is coming on okay, though I don't think I'll get to do much tonight, if anything. But I'll have the entire day off tomorrow, which will be fine. And then, you know, at the very least, the night off Friday, and probably gonna say Thursday. But unless I do really well on fucking Wednesday, I'm probably gonna say it. We're not gonna stream on Thursday.
Well, I won't be available to stream Thursday anyway, so...
So I won't be streaming Thursday.
I know I've been going through a bunch of schedule fuckery this year, but yeah.
Keep it coming, Rook.
Okay.
One for us.
But yeah, just got too many fucking sequels.
That won't be a problem next season.
No. All of Well, I've got the 2 carryovers of Apothecary Diaries and Dimer, and then what ones that they're actually coming out next season that am I watching? Shoshimin and Windbreakers. That's 4, which is a good amount. Nice and manageable amount compared to fucking this season with, what was it, twice that?
Yeah, this season I think I actually watched more sequels than new shows.
It's been a bit of a dry season in terms of new shows.
See, I got 1, 2, 3 sequels and 1 carryover, so I also got 4 sequels. Not counting One Piece.
Which is coming back.
Yes.
Or at least...
this next weekend.
Egghead is, yeah. Speaking of One Piece, at least, I know the dub has caught up and has finally done Shanks versus Kid and whatchamacallit, oh fuck, Garp versus
Kuzan.
Kuzan. That's it.
Yeah.
Kuzan.
Yeah, they really popped off with the animation for Egghead and Wano, so looking forward to see what they continue to do with Egghead.
But yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what happens when they get to Elbaf.
I've watched portions of the fight with Garp versus Kuzan, and the dubbing is very, very good.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. The dub cast for One Piece is pretty damn solid.
Yeah, I'll post a couple of clips in the server.
Nice.
Yeah, Garp's VA in particular just goes full ham on it, and it's great. Am I taking care of that yet? Apparently not.
Some kind of nest. Not for anything friendly. Let's clear it out. I'm sure the Veil Jumpers would appreciate it.
Yeah, I am glad that anime dubbing has gone as good as it has on average.
Yeah.
I know not every dub is going to be as good, the same level of quality, especially depending on the studio that produced it. But
I mean, you say that we were talking about the Lazarus dub on Sunday, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
And how good that was sounding. That is actually done by Sentai.
Huh, interesting.
Who, you know, generally aren't the best, so maybe Sentai are slowly getting better, which, you know, is an absolute positive. You know, the more good dubbing companies out there, the better. Especially if they're ones that aren't, you know, aren't assholes like fucking Crunchyroll. Oh yeah, we've got another fight that we need to do.
We'll be fine, I'm sure. It'll totally be fine. No concern whatsoever.
No, it'll be fine. I think we're probably over leveled for it at this point. But yeah, we do need to do it. So I'll just go do it now. If I can. Gotta remember exactly what I gotta do for it. That's right.
Where do you fall in terms of subbing and dubbing, Kaido?
I don't really care either way. I will listen to whatever I think I like at the time. I will say I prefer a more consistent experience, which is why in the case of Fate, I will only ever really experience it in sub. Because I'd rather just know I'm always going to get the voice actors that I'd be listening to.
Yeah.
Especially given most Fate media is just like never dubbed.
Yeah. I mean, they only really dub the anime stuff at this point. They don't really dub like any of the games outside of, I think, a couple of the extra games.
Not even that.
Oh, they didn't dub any of those?
Nope.
Huh.
The series weren't popular enough at the time.
Who knows? Maybe they'll dub the remake then. I don't think they've dubbed the Fate Stay Night remaster.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. We'll say the dubs for Fate Zero and
They are
Unlimited
good.
Blade Works are good.
I have actually watched them also in the dub. Again, I just prefer hearing the consistency over anything else.
Oh, that's fine.
It's why lately I actually prefer listening to Dragon Ball in the sub.
I tried for Daima, I just could not get into it.
I was accustomed enough to it from Super that I didn't mind it too much.
I was also quite looking forward to hearing Stephanie Nadolny as well, so...
Look at that.
Because watching OG Dragon Ball dubbed was basically my first, like, experience with the canon series, I guess. That, you know, wasn't fucking, wasn't abridged.
Ah, yes. I need to do a reread of Dragon Ball at some point. Just the OG Dragon Ball and Z manga, not anything else.
Loosen the lid for you.
But yeah, I would say I'm enjoying what I've seen of Daima thus far.
It is good. I was a Daima enjoyer before the later half of the series.
Oh, you didn't enjoy the latter half?
No, I did. What I'm saying is I was an enjoyer before even the latter half of the series came out.
Yeah, I enjoyed more or less the whole thing outside of a couple episodes towards the late middle.
It's another one of these discs.
Fascinating. Unforeseen.
Who are you?
I feel like a lot of people are excessively negative on the series, honestly.
Because it's... I don't think it was going to please everyone anyway. Super's been gone for so long. and I think what's it called? Super as a whole has been like consistently very uneven.
Mm-hmm.
That
Very
I'm not
consistently inconsistent, as it were.
Yeah, and it's not as if the manga's particularly immune to that either. So I don't think that's helped.
Oh no.
I think the other thing is that it is probably closer in sort of tone and definitely scope to OG Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of especially Western fans of Dragon Ball are just idiots.
I was gonna say prefer the Z stuff onwards, but idiots works as well.
I'm saying idiots because a lot of them have the media consumption skills of a toddler, even though most of them are full-grown adults by now. And nothing wrong with enjoying the fighting, but the problem is that like the series is more than that, and it's always been more than that. I think it's kind of the problem with a number of modern shonen anyway, is that like they'll focus on the battling at the extent of like why the battles might actually be likable, which is the characters involved in them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They like the hype and don't really care for or acknowledge the need for investment to get better hype.
They want hype moments and aura.
Hype shows no aura, as they say.
I hate aura as a word, I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, I'm fine with it as a world-building term, but like...
I don't like it, because I feel like it's poisoned the idea of that, like, characters have to have a certain level of, like, energy about them, or aura, I guess you could say. And I feel like people try so hard that they lose the idea of why some characters are cool, or have aura to begin with.
Oh, yes, this whole thing of quote-unquote aura farming and all that.
Yeah.
Which everyone's been using that term to death because of solo leveling recently.
I got your message.
Yeah.
Who are you? It's me, Davrin.
And everyone's so over the top of the solo leveling of all things.
Too small, even for an elf.
Solo leveling is a nice popcorn show, but it's not super deep.
Walking mountain of armor I see before me can't be hidden.
Like, and it does have moments of depth, but like, you saw that whole thing about a bunch of fans getting really mad about the one episode where Jinwoo cried over, you know, reviving his mother from a coma.
Trusted around our holler, Rook.
It's like, God forbid your protagonists have any emotional depth or variance from stoic badassery.
Arlathan Forest is wrong in a way I've never seen.
We know.
The holler aren't coming around, and these old bones aren't up to the task of chasing them anymore.
I mean, in fairness, it's sort of been the same for, you know, a lot of series in the past that, you know, there are just going to be some series that,
I'm
looking after him.
you know, just have good action sequences and not too much in the way of character.
I don't think it helps though that people are more...
And when character actually gets introduced, people are like, what? No, I want to be with the action.
It's why... How would I describe it? I don't think it helps that people are trying to normalize the idea of shows being like turn your brain off stuff. And there's nothing wrong with shows not necessarily needing to be deep or, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's really bad that people,
I'd get tired trying to hurt them.
as a default, seem to want
So naturally you
media that doesn't challenge them. And again, it's not that things have to challenge them.
And now the job is
Again, it's just, you know, it's the whole thing of like,
Hassan's got him wrapped around his little
people don't want to be challenged. People want media that like is about aura and hype moments, and it's like it just feels very. It feels like a shame that people are almost afraid of interesting media.
I didn't ignore everything you said. And now, we've got some Hala to find.
Davrin, I'm glad to see you took the road less traveled. It suits you.
Okay, what do we do?
Find some stone root, a marple tree, and vannerberries.
I wonder if part of it is to do with the length of these series now as well. I mean, obviously anime has stayed to a pretty consistent length, but live action Western shows in general have obviously been getting shorter and shorter.
Shorter and shorter, but yeah, it feels like the time between them's longer, and it doesn't, in my opinion, feel like it's justified.
Remember when Netflix was doing 13-episode seasons?
Yeah.
Which were, shorter than common cable shows and all that, but still, like, pretty decent amount of length to work with.
See if it has a
Got it.
It's hollow, right?
And now everything's fucking 8 episodes.
The dinner bell.
Not ringing it yet, but that's the idea.
Here.
I mean, I've said before, I grew up in the era of, procedurals that had fucking 24-episode seasons every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I.
It also just, I think part of it as well is that, like, in a way, people being more aware of the work conditions of a lot of these studios is a bit of a factor.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of these,
Stone root.
a lot of the people working on these shorter length shows are saying that they would actually prefer to be working on, on 24-episode shows, year after
It's
year.
a more consistent paycheck for one thing.
Yeah.
Slice away the outer husk. There's seeds inside that mimic the Hala mating scent.
I thought we were ringing the dinner bell.
Maybe it's a romantic dinner. Time to get out that marple branch and call the Hala.
You sound excited.
Let's hope it's that and not I'm hungry for venison. It's on the other side of this.
If nothing else, the time between seasons is causing issues for shows where actors need to, look like a certain age.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Like
No,
Stranger
this
Things, for example.
This actor's just aged really bad in between the 2-month time skip. Like his character
Stranger
just
Things, I think, is the most egregious one in that particular case.
I'm really glad I only watched season 1 of Stranger Things.
Honestly, seasons 2 and 3 are not that bad. Season 4 is kind of a mess.
I could tell, though, by season 2 already, from the brief bits that I watched, that, like, oh, this is going to be farmed for so much money, to the detriment of its quality, and...
At least they did set a definite final season, unlike some other shows. And at least they got to, like, have a planned-out final season, rather than, like, just suddenly getting canceled right the fuck out of nowhere, like about 80% of Netflix's slate.
That's good, at least. But, I mean, it probably helps that it made them so much money that, like...
They'd be idiotic to cancel it prematurely, yeah. More idiotic than is usual for Netflix.
I was going to say, being idiotic does not stop studios like Netflix.
I mean, Warner Brothers, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, Shueisha is an iconic one.
Honestly, I half expect David Zaslav to get fucking shanked in an alley at some point.
I mean, all of those, just the CEOs in general, across the board, it'd be great.
It's okay. We're here to help. How do we help?
Look around for more vannerberries.
Look, I'm not going to openly advocate for murder, but, like, if every single big-name CEO who's responsible for all the awful shit going around just suddenly dropped dead tomorrow, I wouldn't lose any sleep over it.
I'd probably be cheering.
Nice.
Did Asan just bring it some food?
I was worried that Assam was going to eat it.
No.
My baby. That's my goat right there.
Won't forget that anytime soon. Thanks for helping out.
Nah, I just blew a horn. Hassan's the one who put on the show.
Sounds too much of a good boy to eat the holler.
Eyes of an eagle.
At least without prepping it.
But maybe.
And hey, that holler looks like it's been starving to death. Maybe Asan is just, you know, feeding it up a bit.
You found your Turlum.
Yeah, we did. Come on, boy. You did good.
Getting it nice and plump before he takes it down.
We'll need to tell Eldrin about this holla.
So your uncle is quite the character?
Eldrin will drink you under the table, then the floor, and bury you in the basement as a joke. Most of my clan didn't understand why I left. Eldrin had an open mind, saw I was restless.
He approved?
He knew I had to find my own way, though he warned me about joining the Wardens.
Do you know the way?
Too dangerous.
Too much darkness. Eldrin always preached balance in life.
Not something Grey Wardens seem to know much about.
We reek of Darkspawn all the time. I guess that's why working with Hassan, there's something to be said for drawing strength from the light.
Speaking of the lights, I stayed up from 3 in the morning till about 6 in the morning earlier today, technically. I had a nap at like 7, woke up at 9, was so tired I just went back to sleep.
Any luck?
And woke up at 3 in the morning.
Looked sick.
I was afraid of that. If you can find more Vanaberries.
Hassan took care of it.
A griffin helped a holler?
I wasn't looking forward to watching a griffin eat a holler.
The lion in him might have.
But it didn't. Not sure what side of him we saw back there.
The world knows griffins as warriors who fought Darkspawn, but they existed long before that.
Existed as what?
A creature of the wild, free to explore their nature.
But griffins live for the hunt.
So do you. Yet now, you're a caretaker.
I'm proof that anything can change. Don't know if it's for the better.
Nothing about change is
Time to
ever
face the
certain.
strange changes,
Knew a
as they
restless young
say.
elf who believed there was more to life than shoveling holler manure. It's the nature of nature to surprise us.
Maybe you're right. See you around, Eldrin.
By the way, I forget, you both of y'all have 2 screen setups for your PCs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you, like, arrange your screens? Do you have, like, 1 horizontal, 1 vertical, or just 2 horizontals next to each other, or do you have 1 offset?
Two horizontal.
2 horizontals.
Because I would be watching YouTube and playing a game on the other one, so I'm not going to have one that's vertical. I don't see the need to have a vertical one for me, personally, because, like, even if I was
Vertical's
streaming...
best if you're, like, doing a scrolling type of thing, yeah.
Even if I was streaming, I would probably just, like, try and fit it all on one monitor. Or I'd get, like, a tablet, just for, like, looking at chat.
I know I have my PC and my laptop, but the PC, yeah, it runs a lot better than the laptop. So I am thinking of getting a second screen when I have the money to do so. But that's probably not going to be for another several months at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Because at this point, I won't go into the specifics of my actual job, but we're at a point where we're getting in more people who are training for on job duty. I'm the second most senior of those trainees, but if we get too many more in, everyone's going to be competing for training time against limited number of people who can actually train them.
I know I'm the second most senior person at my library branch, which feels weird when, like, I'm only 27.
God. Oh, yeah.
One of my colleagues has become a senior now across the libraries. But it's funny to think he's working the same amount of hours as me, but he's only getting 50 pence more payment. But he doesn't have to work every weekend now, because he had to work every Saturday. Which I would have quit if I had to do that. I'm going to be really...
What, like a 6-day work week?
So, yeah, it was like, I need to get alternating Mondays off.
Okay.
But only alternating Mondays off, and we were always shut on Sundays, but like, I'd have quit if I did what he was doing to begin with.
At one point, I think it was like, yeah, this was during the pandemic, so like 2020, I was working 3 jobs, all of them part-time. And at one point, I worked 13 straight days where I was working at least 1 shift per day. Half of those days I was working 2 shifts per day.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, I quit one of the jobs after that point because I was like, nah, I can't do this. That's too much.
Ah, the American dream.
At least I'm at a point where hopefully my job is a lot more stable. Unfortunately, it's government adjacent and, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a recipe for reliability, with the current administration, unfortunately.
I mean, I know one of my colleagues asked me if I would ever consider being a senior, and I was like, well, 50 pence more to be more responsible and work longer hours just is not worth it. I'm going to be honest with you.
At least you're honest about your reasoning.
No, if it was significantly more, like, I don't know, £5 more an hour, then that would be a serious consideration. But like, 50 pence per hour would not be a lot. Because I'd have to work 2 hours to even earn £1, and like, great. Like,
it's not worth it at that point.
No, for more responsibility as well.
Yeah.
What's the... Out of curiosity, what's the minimum wage in the UK?
So I believe it's literally just gone up to £12.21.
Yeah.
It was $11.44.
It's still better than the American minimum wage.
Well, yeah, that's not hard to do.
But yeah, like, if I was to leave my job, it would have to be because I absolutely cannot stand it anymore, or it would be a case of that I have an even more flexible, or just as flexible, shift schedule. Because right now it's only 12:30 till 4 PM, and like, I don't live alone because I live with my mum. So, you know, and the mortgage has already been paid off, so I don't even need to worry about that. And otherwise, it'd have to be a case of where the wage is significantly more at whatever other job I was going for to, like, completely outweigh a potential big schedule change in my life.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason I left Domino's when I did was that I had basically become... I wasn't the most senior driver, but I was certainly the most reliable, like, senior driver. And so I was getting a lot more responsibilities, having to work 6 days a week, long shifts, and, you know, fucking
Be
not
ready.
getting extra pay
This
for
is
any
your
of that.
first real dragon fight.
I mean, I know.
You said the dragon's a fang scorcher?
Probably tomorrow. I'm gonna check when the summer holidays are for the schools in the UK.
Think of her like the dragon
Because I'm going to be
version of a
booking
bobcat or
holidays
a
off
fox.
around then.
It's a little larger than
Because
a
at least where I
bobcat.
live, summer holidays
she's
at the
small and
libraries
sneaky for a
are
dragon.
chaos.
Attacking fire from a distance to soften her targets.
Not even just because of just stuff for the children, but just a lot of it's
mother.
teenagers.
Yeah.
Because libraries are kind of the only public place we can just come in
You
and
said
not
she
even have
attacked
to like
villages. Are we dealing with another
engage
city
with
like
the
Treviso or Minrathous?
library itself. You
Something
can
got
just
her
sit
to start hunting her ways
inside.
off.
We
Something
just
like
get
what?
so many like teenagers who come in
find out while
who
we're
like.
But right now,
And I even
focus on taking
asked
her
a
down before she
group
kills anyone
a
else.
while ago, like, do you not have
This is your dance.
music?
Show us the steps.
Because
I mean,
just come in and
libraries
they'll
are
cause
like
trouble.
It's gonna get
libraries
hard
are
for
kind of like one of the primary third places left that don't involve spending money.
And you know, I think that's fine. My problem is though, is just like I said, they'll come in and they'll cause trouble.
Yeah.
And like, there's times that they've even mentioned about being kicked out from the local, like the nearby KFC.
You gonna make a little wooden carving of her?
Unfortunately, teenagers are by their very nature going to be very disruptive in most cases, unless they are like very quiet and or like polite.
Hi.
Which unfortunately my area isn't like that, really.
Hang on.
Something's
Something's off with that crap up ahead. Let's go up through there on the left instead.
But yeah,
What's
I
wrong?
just...
I don't know.
It was getting to the point for me though, where last summer I was getting anxiety the moment I would be seeing young people walking into the building.
We'll follow your lead.
Even when they weren't causing trouble. And if it happens again, like, I'm not gonna quit, because it's only like, you know, kind of one season of the year. But it's still one of those though where like,
You heard Tosh. Light steps.
I will.
You know how to take
I'm more than happy to
We're here
make
to kill a dragon.
it a problem for everyone if it's going to be a point where it's affecting my enjoyment of a job that I actually genuinely love.
Would you potentially transfer to another location?
I mean, there's other libraries I could work at if there's roles available. It's just that unfortunately, all the other libraries that I could do so at would also be in a very similar situation anyway. So I'd be trading the reliability I have for where I work at now for somewhere that could be worse.
Real rock and a hard place situation overall.
Yeah. And you know, like, yeah, I could work at the main library branch where there's more people, but you're also like put on a schedule where you have to go to the place you're assigned to for that hour. Whereas at the branch libraries, we can just do whatever we want. You know, we can work in whatever part.
Yeah.
We can just work in whatever part we want. I could potentially, if I was lucky enough, spend an entire shift just at the desk, doing barely anything if I'm lucky. Whereas again, at the main library branch, I'd be expected, like, for an hour to say work at the children's section, or work, like, at the main desk, or do this or the other thing.
I remember working in a movie theater, and a lot of shifts are like maybe like a short rush, or like half an hour to an hour, and then a lot of dead time, particularly for like the early afternoon shifts.
Yeah, I can imagine, because like most people are working during them.
Yep, it's only really busy during the weekends.
Oh,
at movie theaters.
That's the orb I actually use, Mill, I think.
For
For my Spellblade build.
Mage's Gambit.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's really good. Because, yeah, eventually you can get to a point where if you spec it right, you're just doing fire and electric damage.
Alright.
And the dots from Burning and Shock do so much. I'd wait until you've got it like...
Yeah, that's
third tier,
sort of
but,
what I was
like,
thinking, yeah. Because at the moment, this is, you know, effectively max level. I mean, there's one more to get it to plus 10, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like another thing, like I have worked like the truly insanely busy days at the theater, and those are just like I would never want to work that ever again. But I don't think that that kind of thing is going to happen anytime soon with the way movie theaters are right now.
Yeah.
Like
I think it'd be, even though I wouldn't wish it on anyone, I could only imagine what it must have been like working at a cinema during the time Morbius was being screened. And knowing that like Morbius is coming back out in that cinema you would probably be working at, and like
just laughing at whatever poor schmucks actually do wind up going in there.
Yeah.
So I do gotta say, oh damn, I didn't work during Morbius, but I did work when Cats was in theaters.
What was that like?
It was very funny because almost no one wound up going to see it. But when the people did actually go in to see it, it was like, so you're going to see Cats, huh? Yep. Okay, have fun with that.
I mean, I know, what was it called? I remember when, I went to watch Spider-Verse, the second one in cinemas, and I think I said there was like me and I think 2 other people.
I need to know what's going on.
And I remember hearing a noise and glancing over to see someone, an actual staff member was watching the movie, stood by the door.
Yeah, that happens from time to time, especially if it's a slow day.
Because it was like a Tuesday afternoon during the summer, but like, it was at a specific point where, you know, people are kind of, they wouldn't have been there, so yeah, it was just like, I can't imagine how boring that would have been for him, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I did, like, the one benefit of working at the movie theater is you got free movie tickets. Like, it used to be just like 2 free movie tickets per day, but then they changed that in my theater to 2 per week, which is still a lot, to be clear.
I couldn't imagine 2 per day anyway, that just feels like unfeasible to me.
Yeah, no, that's only like the hardest of hardcore movie buffs. Which, I know there were a couple who worked at the theater with me, but not that many. Most were more casual and were happy to just take advantage of 2 per week. Which, you know, you can bring a person along with you for 1 movie per week, and that's still a really good bargain.
Yeah.
Alright, she knows we're here. That means quick beats quiet. Stay clear of the fire. It's like oil. Gets on you and keeps burning.
Lovely. So Greek fire then.
I mean, it's a dragon.
True.
Can't speak Greek though.
More on top.
But yeah, I watched a lot of movies. Like I watched a lot more movies as a theater employer than I did either before or afterwards. Understandably so.
Good incentive, and it's not as if like you aren't near it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know when you be working, so well.
Yeah.
God. I wish you could watch you fight this, but I think I'm gonna have to go to bed because it's nearly 1 in the morning for me. Well, it's about 1 in the morning for me in Mill.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a good night, Kaido.
Alright. See you later. It's been hanging out.
See you, Kaido.
See ya. I was gonna say, a lot of times I would just get off work and just make, like, during my shift, or, like, near the end of my shift, I would just buy a movie ticket for a movie I was interested in, and just, after I got off, just maybe change into something more comfortable, and then just go and watch a movie.
Yeah.
As much as I miss being able to do that, working at a movie theater is also just a pain in the ass, so...
Yeah.
I don't think there's any one job that's perfect for everyone, personally. I'm sure most people can agree with that. There are certain jobs that are perfect for certain people, but...
Oh, the dragon's running away.
Nope. Just getting a nice perch.
Last of what? Certainly wasn't the last of the fireball. That's not didn't go far enough. Oh god, it's summoning fucking meteors. Fucking Fuji tore up in this bitch.
Yep.
Who wants some?
I will say, it does look like there are going to be some hidden gems for Ring anime, but it does overall look like it's going to be about as calm as Winter was,
yeah,
give or take. Which I'm appreciative, because Summer looks fucking loaded.
Yeah.
Loosen the lid for you.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Out of range. Oh, you're just doing that. That's fair. I'm honestly surprised you haven't been doing that before.
I do love the whole glowing chest thing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool design for something that's trying to murder us.
Oh good, did land. Ah, but I went in the fire. Went in the fire.
Whoops.
Okay.
This can't possibly go wrong.
I missed time to dodge that. Yeah. Going.
Oh, so going back to Fate for a second.
Yeah.
It is actually approaching the 10th anniversary of Fate Grand Order's release, which is kind of wild. What would you say to a potential character design list for the various servants in FGO?
Sure.
I would not be actively participating. It'd probably be you and or Fuzzy actually ranking the designs. I would just be figuring out a rule set for the ranking and curating it, as it were. Because yeah, every single character outside of like maybe a couple dozen has at least like 3 different designs. So I'd be figuring out which design to use and or just use multiple, as it were. Because some of them are pretty radically different from one another. Like some servants, you have them at like multiple different stages in their life, for example.
Yeah.
Whereas others, it's just like fairly minor aesthetic differences between designs. Yeah. Depending on what, how you want to handle it, we could discuss it either on stream or off stream. But it'd be something to keep in mind for the future.
Yeah.
I do think it is a fun stream idea, personally.
Oh, it sounds like it could definitely be fun.
There's definitely going to be some designs that you guys are going to pan because they are just very dumb fan servicey designs. Almost there. There you go.
Hey.
Well, you're at the point where 1,000 XP doesn't actually do much for your overall XP bar.
No.
dragon slayers! Now let's see
Woohoo!
what she had in her lair. Probably that big building over there.
Now we get the loot.
Wait, this is the Dragon Slayers anonymous meeting? I think I'm in the wrong room.
In hindsight, maybe we shouldn't have put on the posters, do you think you can take a dragon on your own?
I love gags like that, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like the whole thing of the Laios accidentally going to a monster enthusiast anonymous meeting. For completely the wrong reasons. Or for reasons very different from what the meeting is made for.
Just tell me when you're ready.
I mean, there are some gags that I feel like will make me laugh, like whatever the sort of context. Like the children yearn for the mines always just makes me chuckle.
Yes.
Something like that. There are others as well that I just can't remember off the top of my
Thanks for
head.
listening to me during the hunt.
I know it's dumb, but I still love the Rickroll. It's a classic for a reason.
You're saying I passed the test?
What test?
The test for whether I'm worth trusting when you go dragon slaying.
Wouldn't have joined up if I couldn't trust you.
Oh. When you were standing over the dragon, you said something. Chakra to Ebra. It's the same thing.
I mean, here's the thing with Rickroll. I always respect, you know, the effort somebody goes in to get you to click that link.
Still does.
Yes.
I don't let the dragon out.
Meaning your fire breath.
It's not just about the fire. It's about how
I do also love like the double version of like
when I'm angry.
this is very clearly a Rickroll.
Probably about you.
Oh, but maybe it's not a Rickroll because of the way they're actually talking about it. God damn it. Oh, she doesn't like me.
Hates me.
No, she likes you. Probably. My mother worries about how I get when I care about someone. I feel too much, like it's all I can see. I build it up in my mind, and then if it isn't like that in the real world, it's like I get stuck. I get the same way when I'm angry. Like the fire. The rage is all I have. I don't want to be that. I don't want it to mess up us.
Tosh, we've all got things about ourselves we're not proud of. We all need help. And if you need someone to tell you to cool down, I can do that.
Yeah?
Yeah. So stop worrying. You're doing fine, okay? In fact, it's probably because of your fire that we're still here, and that dragon isn't.
Yeah. Guess you're right. I think I'm ready to talk with my mother about who I am.
Oh, goody! The most awkward family dinner is coming up.
I'd invite her to the lighthouse.
Maybe we should put that off for next stream.
Oh no, we're definitely going to do that next stream.
I'm still a little concerned about whoever sent the Tom. They mentioned the Dragon King.
Yeah.
I always get secondhand embarrassment from those kind of scenes.
Yeah.
I'll ask Isabella to look for him. Still a stupid.
I always had a
Dragon King.
I hate secondhand embarrassment too.
Yeah, I really hate it.
I always just get very awkward whenever like there's a joke in a thing about
Scorcher was dead.
Where like the whole punchline is public embarrassment. Oh, lovely.
Was a little help from a trader. in the Lords of Fortune.
Does every single organization have a fucking traitor in it?
The bait was sure to bring Tosh running.
Or is it a nice mixture of traitors and defectors?
There's a lot of traitors, but it's a case of sort of a new power has like established themselves. So it's like all the power-hungry wankers out there in the world are suddenly like, ooh, let's cozy up to that one. They seem strong.
Hmm.
Right, let's just do that. We shall head back to the lighthouse. We'll just do the conversations here, and then we'll call it a day.
Sounds like a good plan. We have been going for over 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you know that thing we were talking about earlier with grifters? Does remind me.
This is where we eat.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I guess we're doing it.
It's good to see you again.
I didn't realize that. Yeah,
My
okay.
child wished to show me where she now
I thought it'd be a
lives.
quest thing. I guess not.
Oh, this is going to be very, very awkward.
Oh boy, here we go. My bad.
Here.
My bad.
Iskap. Made it myself.
And do you have powdered ginger for the table?
I'll go get some.
Work is so fucking short.
Good enough for my
Oh,
child.
god damn it.
Oh,
Already.
fuck you. Oh, eat shit.
I haven't heard any complaints.
You are emotionally sloppy and lack the resolve she needs.
Oh, jeez.
You will
Right off the bat. No. Do not go there. Do not go there. That would be a bad move.
You sure?
Just go with Tash, trust me, damn it.
I don't think that's true. Neither does Tosh.
My child's judgment is not to be trusted.
Oh,
Why are you so
wow.
determined to doubt Tosh, the child you yourself raised?
I have failed, yes. I was never taught how to be a mother. Under the Qun, children are raised by those suited to such pursuits. I trained as a scholar. I was taught to think critically, to analyze without passion, and correct mistakes. You need not tell me that I am an inadequate mother. I am aware.
Then why did you
At
leave?
least you're aware.
When I see my child in danger, I act.
Here's the ginger.
Thank you.
So I'm non-binary.
Okay, we're just getting that out in there. Okay.
Fuck.
What does that mean?
It means I don't feel like a man or a woman.
If you are neither a man nor a woman, then what are you?
Non-binary. I just said, and I'm going to use they instead of she from now on.
If this is because I have criticized your dress or your manners...
It isn't!
Under the Qun, the term for one whose gender does not match the one given to them at birth was a Qunathlok. Perhaps you are like that.
Why do you have to keep picking at it? Why can't you just be happy for me?
Evatosh, Shakrat Oebra.
So I'm supposed to struggle with who I am? Even if I don't feel like I fit, even if I feel wrong?
No, you misunderstood.
Then say it better! Why am I never enough for you?
I will go. Thank you for inviting me to your home. Panahedan.
Well, that was fucking awkward.
What do you think?
I kind of want to say I'm sorry. The bottom two options feel unnecessarily hostile when Tosh is already having a rough time of it.
Right, and that one feels affirming.
Maybe, yeah. Definitely not the bottom right, though. Your choice.
No, it's your choice. As much your playthrough as mine.
Go with I'm sorry.
Tosh, I'm so sorry.
No. It's okay.
Tosh.
I'm not hiding anymore. How she takes it is her problem.
You sure?
Yeah. Come on. Don't let food go to waste.
Well, we were trying to put it off and we failed spectacularly. Woo woo.
Tosh leveled up from it.
2 skill points, too.
It's always 2 skill points.
Do you want to focus on, Ooh, health. Do you want to just call it here?
I do. I want to go over to get that quest and whatever conversation between Davrin and Emmerich that is, because I may or may not, certainly at some point, like go and pick up like chests and stuff like that off stream.
Mm-hmm.
And just complete areas where I can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we just have a look, because Arlathan, we now have all the areas, so we should be able to find the last chest. Ravane, we're still waiting on that, but Treviso, we should be able to get at least some of them. Hosberg, we should be able to finish that off. Acropolis, we should be able to finish off that sort of thing.
Yeah. Gonna be spending the next 2 or 3 streams just wrapping stuff up.
Why don't I go to my room? I don't want to talk to the egg-headed bastard.
Yeah, oh, right. So, before I was interrupted by the most awkward dinner conversation ever.
Form of immortality has fallen upon
So, Rectors, you know how you sometimes get emails that are very obviously scams?
Yeah.
Those, apparently those are kind of like a filtering out thing for a lot of online scam artists. You know, quote-unquote artists. You know, the type that do like the Nigerian prince scheme and all that?
Yeah.
That's to filter out anyone who would actually see through, like, the more obvious, scam details, and those who would, like, be harder marks and thus not worth the effort for them.
Thanks again for talking with me. Being non-binary feels good. Well, not the parts where I yelled and stuff.
And watching you do press-ups looks good.
With you,
Mm-hmm.
those were good.
Ethel ready.
Yeah, it's a case
totally
of...
ready.
Yeah, it's a case of just like, oh yeah, if someone falls for that initial stage, they're going to be a much easier mark than someone who doesn't. So they just send out those, mass send out those emails with very obvious, like, mistakes in, like, the, either, like, the email address or the, body of the letter, and anyone who actually falls for it is someone they're going to actually work on.
Yeah.
Pumping money from. It makes sense, but it's fucking disgusting.
But yes, that's where we're going to end for today. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, though, I think probably decided... well, you're not available, Jack. I'm probably not going to stream in favor of catching up on anime. So the next time we will see you is Saturday, where we'll
Saturday,
be doing
yep.
the Winter 2025 anime wrap-up and awards stream, so look forward to that.
Woo-woo.
Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and please press that bell icon to get notifications.
And otherwise, hopefully, we'll see you on Saturday to talk about some anime. Good night.
Later.